Guys, another episode of What's Up, guys?
These.
Bring it. Outside. Seven.
Yes, you can start.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here to present this
Hey,
art.
hey.
What are you doing? Take
What
your
are you
hands
doing?
Out. Take your hands out.
This is not your show. Where do you come from? You like Cristiano. Where's Cristiano?
Who's Cristiano?
You know,
Everybody,
The
you
old
need to go.
guy.
You need to go. Get out. That's not your show. That's a monkey business. Get
no,
away from them.
you
What
need
are
to
you
get
doing,
out.
man?
You
Get
get out.
Go. I'm sick and tired of this job. They don't pay me enough. Hard enough, man.
Sorry.
And here we are, folks. A little bit of the past. Blast from the past. Art Talk Live. I just blew the other camera. We're here. You're there.
Have
And
a
we're
seat.
ready to go.
Have a seat. Let's talk.
Have a seat. Let's talk, man.
Guys, welcome to another Art Talk number 9.
It wasn't at number 10.
Well, number 9 we were at Sarasota.
You're confused.
So it wasn't really
I thought
number
it was
9.
I think it was number 9.
So this is actually number 9. I was thinking that too when I came in. You know, today I actually put my glasses on too.
Put your
I
glasses
want to look
on.
smart, yeah. You know, after this art talk, I feel like
Oh,
I'm so much
Jesus
more-
Christ.
This stupid.
Oh, there's my daughter. She logged in all the way from Brazil. Hello, baby. How are ya?
Hello, daughter.
Daughter's there. And here
Alright,
we
guys,
are.
But, so today for art talk, we just had a beautiful show at Sarasota.
Great show.
Yeah, it was. Everything was beautiful.
Great show.
There was beautiful art in there.
Let's see what we can do with this.
I was actually really excited to.
My head.
I was-
It's like,
I was
Yeah,
honored
it's
for you
hard
to
to-
invite me and Mr. Felix to actually be there. So let's talk about it. Let's kind of give a recap. So today we're not gonna do anything creative. Did you just cut me off?
more or less. I just put. Okay, here we are. We are.
Cool. So
I just gotta do this every time we do. We get it.
so
Woo! Sorry,
you worked all
guys.
day and still got all this energy.
What's up, Tato? Tato in the house.
Oh, your eyes are good today, huh?
Yeah. Oh my God, my eyes is not good, man. I'm just seeing.
You see all that? I don't.
I
see.
just see the color. I see the color. So we here too.
Oh, look, my wife just hopped on.
That's it. Hello, wife. It's like, man, so many cameras. Can we do this live with last camera? This famous lights is
We
just
will,
killing
when
me.
we do
We got
YouTube.
Amazon there, we got Netflix here, we got YouTube. Hey, whoever pays more for the show, that's how we're gonna sell it. It's in contract right now. Stay tuned. That's a lie. We don't have shit going on. All right.
All right, so let's get straight to it, though.
All right. Let's not
Um,
waste any time.
Let's talk about this weekend. How did the show go? How did you feel it went?
The show was excellent, right? I don't even think that I could say anything negative about it. It doesn't even know we're going to the coronavirus crisis. Everybody was out. Everybody's wearing masks. You know, all the procedures and protocol. Every time it was not. Everybody was nice and polite. We got to meet new collectors. As a matter of fact, it was kind of like it was an honor show because this lady got one of the diver piece, and she served the Navy for 30 years. To serve in the country for 30 years, it was like an honor to kind of like, you know, share.
I wish I would have
one
met
of the
her.
pieces.
I was at the beach.
Yeah, it was
getting my tan on.
unbelievable. Yeah, it's like, you know, that's what the production crew do. They just show up for the.
I was getting my tan on at the beach.
I
you know.
work and they leave. But, you know.
It was beautiful though. I really enjoyed it. It was. This is my first art gallery out of Orlando. I think the first one I went to
Yeah.
go see you at was actually Boardwalk. So it was cool to kind of see you in your element. I seen you actually selling even some of your own pieces.
Yeah.
I've seen you, you know, engaging with the kids, engaging with a lot of the different families. So it was really cool to see that, and you just being so transparent. I think that's why I love you so much, is because you are transparent.
I love you too, man. Oh my God.
Never prayer though. It's always cool, you know.
Is
when
that what
just,
is in
you
the
know,
script? Okay.
Check, all right, mark
Check.
it off. But no,
Check.
for real though, it's one of the cool things to know about an artist. You know, as for your caliber, to know that you're just very yourself. You know, you're pretty humble, so that's pretty cool. But how do you feel the show went for you? Was it a good weekend?
Well, this I haven't had. You know, it's kind of like a split because we had both collection, right?
Mhm.
We had the Disney collection, which I don't have all the pieces in the gallery yet because they just signed up with Disney.
Yeah.
So and I have full blown oceanic. So the Wyland in Sarasota is mainly what I focus in my oceanic, but somehow Disney is going strong there, right? And it's kind of like, a bipolar artist situation, which is like I have this collection here, then I have to do a whole explanation, then I come here, I gotta put another hat for oceanic. But the cool thing is that the gallery is beautiful, has been there forever. People actually know that gallery is in a prime location,
Really? It was
nonstop
traffic.
you adore from Ben and Jerry ice cream. Then you got the Bahamas, Tony Bahamas restaurant. Everybody's like very vibrant. They coming out.
Very tourist, I would say.
Very tourist,
Yeah.
very tourist. I had some people come from from Washington. Some fans coming to see the pieces. It was a great show. Actually, it was not even it was a full day on Saturday, but just a little bit of night on Friday, and we killed it. It just to show you guys out there, things hasn't changed. Don't put this thing in the virus that people all freaking out. People out there, they're supporting the artists. They're buying their art for the home. We didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great show. Since Epcot, which is a killer show for me, it was an incredible show. I can't complain. So what?
No,
I
I was
like to
gonna say
talk
there
much
was,
about numbers, but we did like $2. So
There's a couple. We were able to get dinner that night. That's a plus.
yeah, dude, I had to put gas in my Lamborghini, man. I haven't taken my Lamborghini out in a couple of weeks because gas.
That's how you got there,
ridiculous, I'm
man. Lucky I had to catch an Uber.
Yeah, I couldn't afford a Uber, man. So
No, but it was exciting. I like what you mentioned about the traffic. It was definitely tourist. It was actually my first time in Sarasota. I would say it was really beautiful. And the location where Wyland was at, it was a lot of traffic. And like you said, it was just a mixture of people. There was actually locals that we were able to talk to.
Yeah.
And there was actually tourists that were just kind of stopping by. And you welcomed everyone, so that was pretty amazing. But what is the difference when you talk about the gallery, from the street art? What would you say the difference? I know we mentioned it prior, but I think it's good to kind of go back, especially after they got to see a little bit of the gallery.
I think it's a must that every artist starts on the street, right? But it's kind of hard. I started doing interior decorating for designers' home.
Yep.
First selling to designers. That's one venue that I think every artist should know an interior designer firm. Okay, this is one venue. On the street, it's kind of cool, but my products, they were so high end at the time. I didn't even know the street format. I was just going out there, and they became a little pricey for the street somehow. It's very hard to price something on the street.
Yeah.
Very, very hard. No matter you put up your tent, they're always gonna look at you that you just kind of like emerging artist, even though you got great stuff. I've seen some people doing killer shows, right? $50,000-$70,000, which is very rare, okay? But I thought that I had to move to the next level, which is gallery. Why? Because galleries, they 7 days a week, and you're always gonna have somebody there to represent your work, right? So they're gonna talk about you. They just gonna make the client understand the product, understand how you do it, how passionate you are. They represent you 7 days a week. But there is a price to pay for that. It's not like you're gonna notice that it goes both ways. Like you on the street, you cannot sell a piece like what we did there for $10,000-$12,000, right?
Yeah.
They will not pay that on the street. But on the gallery, they will pay that, but you will lose a lot of that money. And still, you're gonna make a good portion of your art. But a lot of people say like, oh, why? How come I'm doing all the art? But they don't understand that the gallery has to pay for the rent. They got to pay for the staff. They got to pay for the
Lights,
marketing,
yeah.
for everything. That's a huge overhead. That if you would pay that, you will see that your art at the end will be a couple $1,000.
Yeah.
If you had to split that 12 grand.
How long were you in the street art before you realized that you actually had to go to the next level though? What made you feel like, okay, I think I'm ready for the gallery versus the street art? What was that look like?
I like to move on. You know, I tried one time, I sold one or two pieces. I was working so hard, talking, not having any result. It was more like that I was doing some type of just a show, a pop-up show that was not bringing me result. And in reality, I couldn't have that, because just think about it, I'm running a studio, you know, 8 hours a day. Then you gotta go to a show or whatever whatever it is in a weekend, and you don't get the result. But yeah, you lost time. You put an effort. I was just not getting the result. And the gallery is that the moment that I put my first piece in the gallery, the first week, it was amazing. It was right away.
So do you think, did you just kind of realize that that market wasn't for you due to the clientele that you were speaking to, and that's what made you go?
You know, he's collectors. You gotta think in a perspective of a collector. Okay, I'm just not, you know, middle high class. You know, these collectors, they don't walk in art shows too much. They don't, you know, their lives are so busy that, you know, chances are they're never gonna stop by at your booth and stop by at one of those places. Yeah. You know, because it's another level. They always kind of like in high-end events and things like that. So I basically would like to, better explain is this: try to sell diamonds, real diamonds, on a flea market. They're not gonna pay the price no matter what. Even if it's real gold, they're gonna think you're there. They're gonna depreciate your art because of that. So some people, not everybody, you know, but I think to best explain, to try to sell diamonds on a flea market.
No, I mean, yeah, so, you definitely put yourself up there at this caliber, right?
I'm telling you.
But you know,
diamonds.
Another thing that I want to mention was how involved you were with the people that were selling the art. How important do you feel that those art consultants, I guess you would call them, how important do you think it is for them if they are working in the gallery? So this is great, because this is actually for those that may be watching at the gallery standpoint. How important do you think it is for them to have a little bit more insight on the artist itself?
Well, the first thing that I did, it was, you know, with all respect, I asked permission for the owner of the gallery. So I need to have a meeting with your sales staff.
Yep.
This is exactly what I went. I made a short, and I said, like, listen, you are dealing with my merchandise. I put hours into this. When I come in here, literally, this is like what I say. When I come in here, if someone of you not bringing me $10,000 in sale each, you're no good to me, because in reality, the game is on. You know, we're going over there with the crew, with the production crew. We're spending money. We just like spending money, food. I mean, it costs money. Yeah. You know, it's a mini vacation that you have, but in reality, you're working. So my idea is just like, you know, we don't sell lies. We don't sell exaggeration. We sell what the product is, how passionate we are to do it. But you have to coach the salespeople into your art, because sometimes they have no clue. You know, they might know about you, they might read something about you, but when you're explaining, it come across way better. And the funny thing is that after I did that, we killed that night. In 4 hours, we killed it. It was the most sales that we did that night, because I was able to train the salesperson, educate them how my art really is. You know, I stand behind everything that I do in Disney and Oceanic. And my idea is to close deals. How do I close deals? Just because I want to reach in the client's pocket? No. So I go, explain to them, facilitate for them to buy the art, make them understand, tell them the story was behind. You know, for example, that lady that she purchased the piece, right? She was kind of like, you know, you can tell that just like, you know, it's a little bit off of her budget, but she made it a sacrifice because she loved the piece. So I had a couple things that I said like, hey, I'm going to give you this for free. And she's like, oh, you're going to give me that for free only if I buy that? And I say, negative. I'm going to give you this for free just because you gave me the opportunity to introduce my art to you. You gave me the opportunity to kind of share my story with you. Yeah. And you served this country for 30 years. You deserve more than that. So I'm going to give you those things regardless if you buy it or not. I was like, you know, little gifts, just like what we do here in the art talk. Yeah. But that alone, you know, she started crying. It's like that alone is an appreciation. Not all the time you want to make sales, right? Because maybe that person is not gonna buy but I should have a 2 or 3 friends that will buy from me just because of an act of kindness, and then you share this with everybody equally. I don't care if they walk there with the flip-flop sandal. I don't care if they walk there with the diamond rings and gold. You treat every single person that walking through that door the same, exactly the same.
I've seen that a lot from you. I mean, really taking your time to engage with every person, whether they buy something or not, but really, one, educating them on your art, educating them on just your life and how long you've been doing it and why you do it. So I would just kind of a fly on the wall, as they may say, just kind of eavesdropping these conversations, and that's amazing. Would you say that the time spent now at the art galleries was definitely worth it when you come from the street art? Like, kind of going back to that street art, do you think that time at the street art, did it prepare you for the art gallery? When it comes to just being social with those that were in
I think it was just I'm just very passionate about what I do, because I believe it. I'm 45 now. I've been doing this all my life, so I don't get burned out because of my art. I love what I do, and I'm constantly creating. I think it was as different scenarios. The street, I had a good time. I had my guitars. It was more like the street urban art, the guitars, the music. Then if you see my collection, it's just kind of evolved. Then we went to industrial, then oceanic, which just blew out of proportion when I started showing Key West in the Sotil Gallery. I think that every artist is gonna go through a transition, right? In those times, things are so loud and so fast, you have no time to waste. I'd say like this, the street was a catapult for something better, but I always believe that my art will sell for more because the amount of work I put into it, right? So I believe that if I'm in the gallery, I can sell for more, right? Even if I give a bigger cut, but the value now is out there.
Yeah,
that educates the people, right? Street is kind of cool. I'd say do it because it's necessary. But there's so many other venues now, live, YouTube, Instagram, all kinds of different things that take less time for you to do in the garage of your home or in your living room than just have to go set up a tent, then prep everything, then you gotta pay a fee. In reality, I tell you this, and they might hate me for this, but the Art Talk Live is to straight up a bunch of crap across the board, what they do to artists, the advantage they take from artists. All the street art out there is nothing but get money from the artist. That's how I feel. I think they put up their shows, they collect the fees from everybody, and they do these stupid ass prizes, right? So they don't even know how to judge your work. And who makes the money? Who wants to organize? And I get it. You need to get paid for organize the thing.
Yeah.
But I understand. But to me, it's very poorly market. They just once they get their fees, that's it. You're basically on your own. That's my point of view on those things.
Okay, that was your feelings. I felt it. I felt the feelings.
Feeling.
What would you say was one of your best sellers this weekend at the art show?
Man, we killed with that coral.
The coral?
Yeah, the diptych coral. It has been a success since I started 7 years ago. It's the bread and butter of oceanic. The water sculpture we killed with that.
Talk about it. You posted the video earlier on your Instagram, and there's actually more videos that Felix put together on just the show itself and seeing some of the more of the art. But talk to us about the water sculpture. What was the meaning behind it? You mentioned it, I know, throughout the show, but
I had a trip to Cozumel. It was my first time in Cozumel, and I have a travel all over the world, seeing different oceans and things like that. But somehow, at that particular time when I got off the ship, when I looked down Cozumel water, was the most beautiful sapphire blue I ever seen in my life. It's almost like if somebody had painted the ocean. It almost didn't belong there. I didn't know how it was so deep blue there. Even in the shallow waters, you could not see the bottom. It was so blue, and I wanted to replicate something that was as pure at Cozumel. It's a very contemporary, very modern piece. I didn't want to pollute it with anything. Okay, there was more than 60 layers of paint in that water. Wow. because you all wanted to do that. It's a sculpture, but at the same time, when you look, it's water. So that's kind of like I first started hammering aluminum, and it was like time consuming. I didn't have a time, to spend on that. Then I make a mold, and I can cast and shape it, any form I want. It has been a great success. That water has been like very successful. So is the coral, and the cool thing about it is that oceanic is not made with paint, right? It's ground earth pigments. You can say paint, but not synthetic paint. That's earth pigments. That's abalone shells that get grinded. So this coarse that is grinding in there. So everything is what the ocean can give it to me. Because when I walk on the beach and I see all these shells, when I see all these things, I say, man, what if I grind this and mix with different pigments?
Oh, that's amazing.
It's all abalone shells that I import from France. I have to. There's a whole process behind. That's how I want it to oceanic to be, organic as possible. Even though some of the pieces get casted, but that coral was designed when we actually infuse. Your loved ones like ashes into it. So instead of just you put in the urn, that can be just serve as a piece of art, but at the same time you can celebrate the life and death of someone. So
yeah, no, that's good stuff. What was the meaning behind the coral? I mean, you told us with the water sculpture, what the meaning behind that. What was the meaning behind the?
The coral was like I started doing this. It used to be cut by metal, but there was a lady that her husband died. He was He's a military diver. I don't know which brand he was, but then we infused his ashes in the coral with the luminescent inhibitor, so it can glow in the dark, and that was a beautiful piece. And then I love, because the coral I'm able to put like shells, and if somebody literally give me I have people that send me a quart of sand with the local beaches, and I just infuse inside the coral. So there's a lot of room for all kinds of cool stuff. But I wanted to do something that represents the ocean, but it was abstract and was modern and contemporary, right? I stay away from a beach scene, sunset. There's so many great artists out there doing that. I didn't want to fall into that. My stuff is, you can put in your house, any place it's gonna fit in. It's very interior design oriented. So
question, because you started a lot with Disney, the art galleries. Are you excited to see that your Oceanic has made it into these galleries as one of really a top contender in those galleries?
I'm very competitive. I think there's no option but to be the best one. I'm pushing to be the crown jewel of every gallery. I mean, we were there and you saw it. You walk through the door, two main collections, right? People dig Disney because that's a no-brainer. It has 100 years of marketing on top of that. That's a no-brainer, right? But then when you come to the Oceanic, you can see that everybody drives toward the Oceanic. They have this wow factor. Oh my God, you know what I mean? Oh, those are my colors. Oh, those are I love the glass. I love, So I think when I for me to set myself apart, I aim to be the best one, even though there's greater ones, not to degrade anybody. But I want to my collectors, not the other artists, because everybody has their own opinion. But I want the collectors, when they look, they want it. Okay, it's a bling bling. It's diamonds. It's got the shimmer. It's got the holographic effect. You create their idea behind. So I don't really focus in. I don't dream in being that. I want to be the best artist. I'm aiming for that, So I don't settle for less when it comes to fine art.
That's good stuff. Do you feel that there was any cons during this show, like anything that you may have felt that you could have done better? Or
I should educate myself more, which the gallery was, which is a very incredible gallery in a great prime location. But I should do a little bit more homework to prepare the show better. Okay, maybe finish it up pieces like couple days prior to the show. But we always doing so many pieces that's almost impossible. For 7 years, I show up with the day with more and more art. I try, but you know, I don't say this to impress people, but the pieces, they move so fast that by the time I get there, they sold the coral, they sold 2 commission. Now they need more coral. Now I come back home from a show and I gotta make 5 more corals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't stop, doesn't give me a break. This between this and Disney, and you know, now we got the production team out. There's a lot of great things gonna start. We're not stopping, you know. But I think, answering your question, do better homework and have a 1 week prior with the salespeople to better explain. But even though with all the odds, we did great.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
we did great.
I do also want to mention, because this is the behind the scenes that people don't see, is that you actually packed up your car with your art and drove all the way to Sarasota.
Because I missed the deadline.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
you were so busy on.
Yeah,
on
so
them.
usually they send a van here to pick up everything. You miss the deadline. You gotta be here 3 in the morning and get it done, pack it up, leave 3 in the morning, come back at 5, pack it up, everything. Pray that nothing gets broke by the time you get there. Hang your art. And
They're big pieces too.
Big pieces. Big pieces.
These are, you know, like you said, $10,000, $12,000 pieces.
Yeah.
And even the coral, that was just a huge piece in itself. So I can only imagine you trying to get there on time to prepare
Things
for the show.
need to dry. You know, Florida weather is not the greatest, you know, thing for the chemicals that I use. Is sometimes, you know, humidity in the air. You can't spray a couple things, and you gotta wait a little bit. But at the end of the day, man, it's organized noise. That's all I can say.
It looked beautiful though. Since if they didn't see it, we'll post a video that Felix was able to kind of capture the walls and really some of those art pieces. And I think it's always great for you to actually see it in person, because it's even more amazing when you see it in person and get to see, like you said, how it just shines, and the bling blings, as you mentioned.
How deep,
you know,
the bling blings kind of like bling bling.
I showed your age,
It's
but
like-
you know, if you wanted to use it, that's cool too.
It's show my age. The bling bling is that a hip hop
I mean,
say or something like
It
that?
was hip hop, but that was
It
like
was-
back in the 90s.
How do I
hip-hop,
say
but,
now then? Like, there's no bling bling.
I don't know.
I mean, 69. The rappers to say that bling bling. I mean,
69. He didn't
should I
even call
get
himself 69.
should I get a grill?
Girl.
I have
With the-
I have
with the bling
aluminum
bling.
foil, but like, you know, hey, this is Oceanic, guys.
You actually probably, you know what? You
I
would
like-
be the one that one day I come in here and you've actually created that, because you're
Probably
that
I
type of
just
person.
like a gling 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 gling.
But what else did you feel was really, really good? You know, we talk about the cons, and that's great, and I think it's always great to be transparent, but what did you feel that was really, really good for the show? Going into something that you didn't really know more of the market, you didn't know too much about the gallery. This is your first time in the gallery?
In that gallery, yeah, first
So
time.
what was the pro, without you knowing anything, that you felt like, wow, this was good?
It just kind of like going back a little bit. I just don't listen to the news, right? So the news will tell you, oh, people dying at a cover, people this, and hey, I get it. I don't list all that. Elections, blah blah blah. I don't listen to all that. So when I go into a show, even if it's a bad show, there is never a bad show, right? Because think about it. You're doing your marketing. Whoever you come across, you're able to share your story, and that's gonna go on. Okay. Number one, there is never a bad time in the gallery. Okay. Galleries that depend on foot traffic. There's many people that you in there. They give me the opportunity to share my story, right? If I make sales there, I don't worry, because I know I'm making sales. I don't count that day. But what happened this last weekend, it was an incredible show, but it was just an incredible show because I was engaging. And the thing is, you have to know how long you're gonna talk to the client, okay? So you cannot go blah, 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 and leave it alone. You're gonna disregard that person. You literally have, it's almost like if you're a psychologist or you're having a great conversation over wine, and if that thing takes, if they're buying your piece and you know they're buying, you have, even if you spend 2 or 3 hours, you have to spend time with them. You cannot just leave because you sold something,
Yeah.
and then you have to spend time. You
Well,
know,
of course.
I had a client that they bought their water. I spent times and they bought the anglerfish.
Yep.
Okay.
I remember.
So that lady that I sold the coral, I spent time with them and she commissioned another one. So you cannot just disregard. If that's a sale, you were there. Not try to sell anything else, but do an idea. Appreciate for the opportunity they gave you to actually buy one of your pieces. but there is no a time set. But you gotta identify that there are people. What I hate the most in galleries are like this. I'll tell you right off the bat. It's
Tell
like
me.
I walk in, right? I walk in.
Walk
For
in.
example, you paying attention, everything, and I said to you, just welcome to a gallery. And I said, thank you. Is your first time here? Yeah, it's our first time. Then you can notice that person, she's appreciating the art, right? She's not engaging to buy anything. So once she said thank you to you, thank you, I'll let you know. Leave that person alone. Let her enjoy the gallery as a museum. So what happened most of in the galleries, they go like this. Let me know if I can help with something. Okay, thank you. Oh, by the way, we have 27 artists in this galleries. By the way, we have an artist here, Krystiano Dacosta, and the blah, 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 blah. And they go like, didn't I just tell you thank you? When I need you, I'll call you. It's like when you're shopping for shoes or something. Sometimes you just you just appreciate what you have, and you need to identify that. Sometimes people they're just browsing. They're in the area. They want to see something beautiful. They just walk around just to visit, But they might just tell the other people, "Man, these people are annoying there. You go in there, you won't leave," and that's a bad sales format. Leave people alone. They will reach to you when they're ready.
Yeah.
They're definitely gonna reach to you.
So you got to really find the happy medium with those customers and understanding them a little more. I think that's really important. Just kind of talking about when we were saying how you just kind of really going back to a couple of different art talk. When we talk about the art of networking and communicating, I did want to mention Michael. It was one of the art consultants there that was also an artist that we actually was able to meet. Talk a little bit more about how cool that was to see another artist that was working for the Wyland Gallery, got to share a little bit more about his story. I think it's really important. The way that you share your story, he was willing to kind of share his story back.
Yeah, it's like, it's an art talk worthy, material, what happened to him. And I mean, obviously before we share anything, we have to talk to him. Shouldn't know how private some people are, but it's incredible artwork, incredible guy. There was a couple things in his life, but we were fortunate to actually sit down and hear his story. That to me was amazing.
Yeah,
it was amazing. But it's like I see artists. I put this across the board. At this time, I'm more like a coach than just tell you what to do. Right? You pick what I'm telling you. It's working for me.
Yeah.
It's gonna continue working because I'm passionate about it. I know what I'm going. You know what I'm saying? But there's artists there all over the board. I tell the artists out there, they want to be in a gallery. You need to be cohesive. You need to have an identity. You need to have, when somebody look, they know this is Wyland, this is Walfredo, this is David Miller. This is all these guys. When you look at these guys, they work to create an identity. Okay, people need to identify your art even if you're not there.
Yeah,
that's the hardest part. You need to find a niche. I found 3 different niches. 2 of them didn't work. Okay, they worked for a while, but they're not working like Oceanic and Disney. You need to find your niche, and don't get polluted and intoxicated for other artists' techniques. Create your own thing. That's what's gonna set you apart. And galleries will not get your stuff if you're all over the board. If you paint animal, then you're painting fish, then you're painting abstract, then you're painting industrial, now it's street art. Oh, I'm a street artist. Now you get a can of, you know what I mean? They get a can, spray can. I'm a street artist. No, I went to school to learn fine art, to paint like a Michelangelo, Da Vinci, oils. When I look across the board, 300,000 artists was doing that. Why am I gonna compete with them?
Yeah.
I use their skills to filter something into my own.
What I would kind of go back to Michael. I think what was really interesting though most was that he was an artist himself, and no one knew that. You know what I mean? But I felt he was in there really learning the gallery, because when speaking to him, his goal was, I want to be in the Wyland Gallery.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people
Everybody's
don't realize,
dream,
but I thought that he went about it the correct way. you know, he's in there, he's seeing different artists, he's seeing the shows, but he's also working there, getting to learn the clientele and things like that. I think it's really important when there's an artist that is up and coming, actually doing the homework. And what I've seen for him was that he was actually in there doing the homework. Yeah, he was an art consultant, but he was learning from yourself. He was just learning from people, having that communication skills, learning how to network, learning more of the art industry. So I thought it was pretty cool to just get to know that side of him, that he was also an artist, wanting to get into that particular gallery.
Yeah. Well, an artist, and you understand one thing, like the collector is buying you as the artist. Your art is just a conversation piece. Okay? Well, if I'm there feeling all good about it and just like I'm, you know, you're gonna look at me and this guy is a prick. And it happens all the time. I've seen artists that didn't know how I was, they would not even talk to me. They were just like completely just like, oh, I'll talk to you later, blah, blah, blah. You know, I think it just, the client, it's gonna buy your art, but they also buying you. They wanna help you, they wanna support you. And it's not a charity. They not support you because they feel bad for you.
Yeah.
They want to support because they want you to be successful, because they love what you do. They appreciate what you do.
And the art is beautiful.
You know,
I think they understand the work that has been put into the pieces as well. And I think listening to you, and even when we got to show the video to the customer that bought the water sculpture.
Yeah.
When we got to show her the video. I seen her really get excited because she got to see how you were actually putting it together, you know, and you remember that, right?
Yeah.
When I said, hey, do you want me to show this to her? And she was just like, wow, that's so cool. And it just made her feel even more special that she got to see this being created. So I think that's really, really important. People just want to buy it, not just because it looks nice, but they understand the work that has been put into it. Mm-hmm. And like you said, they just want you to do better as an artist.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like every business. You know, you go to a restaurant and you're being treated so well, you want to come back there with a family, you want to you want that business to grow. Yep. Just because the people are so passionate about it. I think that's what it is. And these artists, I think they're gonna paint something and put it out there, but there's a homework before each piece. Don't just paint the piece because you want to paint the piece. If you use it for therapy, it's your own thing.
Yeah.
But if you're in the art field and you're professional about it, you always need to think, it's my client's gonna like this. What can I do for my client that they're gonna appreciate this and put it at home? At the end of the day, this is gonna be in somebody's wall. It's, you know, so you need to think commercially, you know, instead of just emotionally.
You're right. But it looks like we're coming to an end.
Say like this, good stuff, man. That's
good stuff, man.
Chris.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah, Chris, how do you know that? Did you know that's Chris? He actually said, good job. He said, I'm loving the series y'all are doing. So proud. Do that homework.
Who's that?
Grind like no other.
Grind like no. We grind it, brother. We grind here.
We are, man. I mean, you literally went from creating pieces to driving to Sarasota to doing the show to coming back home. You're now making all those pieces that you sold over the weekend. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised you had time to even sit down with us, man.
You know, it's like you gotta make time. You know, it's like, did you schedule this?
What? You sound tired. Did you reschedule what?
I've been here all day long. They just come here.
I just came from the gym.
Face. Oh, yeah. That's why he's like, it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
Listen, but I know I was really excited. I can't wait to the next art show. Appreciate you having us go out to the gallery, do a little bit of production, getting to see behind the scenes. It's cool when someone that is not that into art is able to enjoy themselves and appreciate everything that you do as well as an artist. So we thank you. I mean, my wife went, Felix and his wife went, and it was just cool to just kind of be in that atmosphere. See you at work. I think that's the most important part. We usually see you here creating the pieces.
The chaotic part of it.
The chaotic part, but we got to see you, with your hair, the little ponytail, your little face mask on, and just really enjoying yourself.
And he tried to give me like a polo shirt.
Oh yeah. Listen, he does not wear polos.
I mean, it's like, you want to give me at this age in time, I got a polo shirt for you.
Hey, listen,
what is your size? Medium. He goes like, medium? And I said, okay, give me a large then. Jesus Christ.
Hey, but man, I was trying to help you. I didn't want you to like
There's nothing that can happen now.
A sausage wrap.
From here is downhill. From here is like, it's downhill. But guys, what we try to show you is a day by day that what's going on in the studios. Okay, the chaotic stages of it to the beauty of it. Most of the people, they don't need to see what is behind the scenes, but I think it's important to show every single one of you guys as we are coaching you, and this thing is getting big. Okay, it's we're gonna bring a lot of more cool stuff. There's a lot of more stuff coming up. You know, our producer Felix is, I mean, it's amazing. I can take him enough.
Yeah, shout out to him for that
his
video,
stuff, it's off. I mean, it's crazy. You know, it's not on the sale part, but we are gonna make available professional production available to everyone across the board. You know, this is like, you know, we're putting that together, but we were gonna do production videos, you know, for other artists or for other creative environment that is out there. You know, if you're a coffee shop, a barber shop, biker, we don't care. We just want to help people across the board. You know, we got our YouTube video is gonna be our YouTube channel is gonna release pretty soon.
Oh, what?
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. I didn't know what you
It's
said.
the accent.
Yeah, I
Just
know
don't
what
make
you
it
said.
fun of me.
I thought you were just creating a new platform. I didn't know what
No,
you were talking
it's the
about.
YouTube. It's our YouTube. Our talk. It's coming out.
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, for sure. I think
You know, and it's
the
kind of
YouTube channel.
YouTube channel.
You can actually start subscribing. We have to put the art, just whatever, the
Okay.
channel name.
So
Because they can actually start subscribing. It's already created. We just have to go live on it.
Okay.
So maybe for number 10. Since
Okay.
we're number 9, 10, we can do that, and we'll release the channel. They can watch us from there.
you know, that's
Get
good.
that engaged.
Yeah.
That way they can just see more what Felix is doing behind the scenes. Because I think a lot of the stuff that we were posting on Instagram, it's great, but we'll also get to see on.
Also, the cool thing is on the YouTube, we're gonna do some tutorials. Okay, some of tutorials it's gonna take to a platform which is a full-blown 2 or 3 hours of tutorial. That's like a paid for, but we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff that is free. You know, so you know can improve your art. There's really all kinds of stuff that's gonna be happening. You know, from this point on, since things are getting back to normal with all this COVID-19, we're gonna start a new channel, which is like a 2-hour garage, which is a completely different things. Restoring car only 2 hours a day because I have a speed shop garage right next to the studio. You know, for guys who dig some like, you know, restoration, cool things like that artistically, we're gonna be releasing that pretty soon. But the YouTube is gonna be up. You know, I think the next time we start marketing this thing. And have
For the art talk?
Yeah, for the art talk.
Yeah, let's do it for number 10. We really just got to go live. Everything is kind of created. All we got to do is just push the button. I mean, there's a little different things that we want to make it a little bit more fancy, a little bit more creative. I think that time it would kind of come once we kind of get settled in and things that we're working on. But we can definitely go live on YouTube and get that going. And it's easier for them to actually rewatch it.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's for the tutorials too.
And then they get to see a better image because once we do like that, it's gonna upload it. You know.
Yeah, we
usually
got
on
like a
Instagram,
makeup
we got
artist. We just this life thing
Well,
is
you
kind of
need
crazy.
makeup artists. I look pretty good.
But not last but least, next week I'm gonna show you how to do an incredible pour-on media, which they call the dirty pour. It's all across the board, all kinds of different product out there. But I'm gonna give you a cheap recipe. What happened there?
Who's Rick?
Why?
You know Rick?
Yeah, I know Rick.
He wants to go live.
So, okay, somebody cut me off. Where am I now? Oh, that's Felix. Hi, Felix. That's our producer there. It's like we'll go back here. So, well, next week I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you a cheap ass recipe. A cheap ass recipe to do a what they call the dirty pour. All this crazy crap out there.
Cool.
But you know, things that you can get in
Dirty
your
pour.
local hardware store instead of buying
So
all
get
this.
your canvases ready, and right, that's what they need. Canvas.
How about this? I will post this to get your canvas ready, or
Follow along, yeah. man.
follow along. We're just gonna have an incredible class, so you guys can enjoy it. Now we get professional. That's all we do like this. For now, we are
Until
done.
next week.
Until next
We appreciate
week.
you guys.
Thank you so much.
Continue to show us love every single week. You know, 6:30 p.m. Art Talk Live. We go live.
Art Talk Live.
That's rude, man.
That's my phone.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Let's see.